Hello, my name is Nadja Tao, and I've been doing a series of conversation starter questions, hoping to get to 100. This question is from scienceofpeople.com, and it is, can we choose our emotions, or do they happen to us? I think emotions happen to us. I think that something triggers an emotion, and from there we can amplify or dampen that emotion with the way we think about it. Under ordinary circumstances, anyway, I think, um, well, by that I mean the emotion isn't so powerful that it's completely hijacked your higher brain functions or put you into fight or flight mode. Also, when I think of what an emotion is, I separate that from someone's baseline mood. Mood is like an emotional background noise, whereas an emotion is like a disruption in the system. Also, I'm including the times that you might make a deliberate choice to feel an emotion, like if you're an actor or if you're trying to intimidate somebody by drumming up some anger. I do think that we can choose our emotions in those situations by doing things like bringing up thoughts and memories that evoke the emotion that you're trying to feel, or maybe altering the way you breathe or the way you hold your body to encourage the emotion. But that brings me back to amplifying or dampening an emotion. Say that you watch while your spouse flirts with somebody younger and more charming and more sexy. And, most likely some kind of emotion is just going to hit you, and you don't have any control over what that emotion is or how intense the feelings are. But in the minutes after the initial event, you can do stuff to bring the emotion down, like splash your face with cold water, hold a cold object to the back of your neck, pace a little, take a walk. Um, you can choose to do something nice for yourself. But even within seconds of feeling an emotion, you can use your most powerful tool in your toolbox to dampen your emotions. And that tool is your thoughts and your intellect. Um, you can frame a situation differently using your intellect. Um, if you don't mind amplifying the emotion, you can indulge the anger by saying something like, I'm gonna kill him, or escaping into fantasies of ruining his reputation, or tearing the dress off of this other woman, or splashing her in the face with your wine. Or you can do things that will dampen the emotion, like say to yourself, you can't control who you're attracted to, or I'm going to think about how to address this later after I've calmed down a bit after the party. Or I no longer even have an emotional connection to this man. I'm only in it for the kids. I think anger sometimes motivates us to take positive action, like maybe divorcing this flirtatious guy, but you can see how the emotion wasn't really chosen, but you had the option afterwards to take steps to get angrier or put the pump the brakes and put yourself in a position to make more rational decisions again instead of just being flooded or overwhelmed by those emotions. The emotions from that probably won't go away entirely, but I do think there is some choice about emotional management. I think a better example might even be a less extreme one. So like today I decided to, excuse me, let me back up. A couple of days ago, I sent a direct message to an old friend on Facebook, and she didn't respond for a couple of days. And I found myself getting a little fearful and anxious. I didn't choose that, but I decided to dampen that emotion by saying, we're establishing a pace. Every relationship develops a different set of expectations for how often we talk. And that latter part was my choice. So Yeah, that's an example. And I mean, the story of that turned out fine. She sent me a message back. So, um, it is useful a lot of the time to put a dampener on strong emotion. But anyway, that's my answer to the question, can we choose our emotions or do they happen to us? And if you have any comments about anything I've said in this video, or if you have an answer of your own to this question, I would love to hear that in the comments section of this video. Please like, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.